the question I have is this: if you have an Emotiva or Outlaw amp, money no object, which one would you buy and why?
Outlaw. Sorry. Was that a little too fast there?
I think both of them make great amplifiers.
1 minute, man.
Now, if you would have said processors, I'd probably have a different answer. But they're, I haven't experienced the Outlaws, but I know a lot of guys that rock those, and they're solid, great build quality. Emotiva, for the most part, their amps are pretty solid. So,
yeah.
I
don't like the way they rate their amplifier power output. It's very confusing on some of the Emotiva ones.
Oh, Emotiva. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that also do their lower series, the basics, or
their basics?
XPA.
Yeah. No, the XPA seems pretty straightforward, right?
Yeah.
But the basics ones, they're 4 ohm measurement or rating of the output is just.
Hey, Richard, which kind of what are you looking at? Are you
what models are you looking at?
Well, I already own 2 Outlaw amps. I would own a 7125 and then a 5000.
Okay, I'll look up the 5000.
I've had them now for a few years.
Yeah, I've had the 5000. It's pretty solid.
Is that a 5-channel?
Yeah, it's a 5-channel. I have 5-channel. Oh, the other one is a 7-channel. It's a small 7-channel.
Okay.
It's like 90 watts a channel.
So the Outlaw 5000 is a 5 by 120 watts.
Yeah. 8 ohm. Yeah,
about $800.
So that Outlaw, I haven't reviewed both of them, but the Outlaw I believe is the same thing as the OSD audio one 5-channel. I think they're the same.
Pretty much the same, right?
You open them up and they're the same internals, and I'm still using it. I'm happy with that thing. So I can't speak about which one is better. I don't. Maybe is the Emotiva.
I mean,
I don't know.
It really boils down to like, will you hear a difference, right? And when you're talking about hearing an audible difference, like 3 dB is like the standard of like, okay, we noticed that is louder. But to get that 3 dB boost, you have to double the power. So if you're looking at 2 amplifiers that are roughly outputting the same amount of wattage, just get the one that you can afford and call it a day. Like, I don't think
the one with the least issues too. Right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're amplifiers. It's not like there's like moving parts, you know?
I've seen some people have issues with their amps.
With whose?
Really?
With Outlaws? Or
like sometimes like the amp, like one channel.
Some with OSD, some with Monolith. You know, I've heard
somebody in the chat mentioned that they think ATI made the Outlaw, and for some reason, I don't keep up with amps like I used to a few years ago, but for some reason, I thought that was the case too. So somebody might want to double check.
I know ATI makes the Monolith.
They do the Monolith.
I don't know about the Outlaw.
Yeah, the Monolith for sure. Yeah. I remember hearing from somebody. It was like, I don't know. I want to say like Evergreen, something like that. But yeah, I'm not too sure.
I think honestly, I mean, my opinion, the XPA series is a very solid series. The basics in the Emotiva, I mean, it's just super budget friendly. You know, I didn't hear any issues with it, but it's definitely not the highest build quality, you know, so I don't know longevity, how long those would last. But I think if you're comparing like the XPA 5-channel amplifier versus the 5-channel Outlaw audio, you're probably going to spend less, I'm assuming, on the Outlaw audio. Is that correct?
What's the price difference?
So the 5000 is
cheaper,
$769, and the Emotiva XPA 5 is going to be, I think it's going to be more. Yeah, Gen 3. Yeah, you're looking at 1800.
Whoa.
Yeah. So there's a big difference there. So I'm with Chana. Go for that Outlaw, baby.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's check the warranty on the Outlaw too, because that may, like, I know Emotiva has always had from what I understand, they've always had good warranty. So you may want to verify that Outlaw is the same hemisphere at least.
Warranty.
That's a good point.
Oh, here we go. Return policy warranty. Warranty on the Outlaw is 3 years, parts and labor on preamp and process. So power amplifiers is 5 years. So it's a solid.
Yeah, that's good.
5 years, parts and labor.
And there are some reviews out, some old written reviews of the Outlaw that go in depth and they do the measurements and all that.
Right.
And so far it looks good, you know? So I think it's a good deal for the Outlaw. You know,
I
that kind of
agree.
has my vote just by default,
Yeah.
even though I haven't tried the other one.
That's a youth man deal right there, man. Sounds
It's just
good.
a good deal.
Yeah. Does that help, Richard?
Yes, it helps a lot.
Yeah. We just saved you some money, I think.
A little bit.
Like I said, I previously purchased the Outlaw, and I've been happy with it.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There you
And
go.
here's my take on amplifiers. I have owned quite a few amplifiers over the years, and although I haven't like done an exact A/B real quickly between the two or between three of them, I've never uninstalled one, put a new one in, and went, "Holy cow, this is what I've been missing." I never once have done that. So I don't think chasing the amplifier is going to really make that huge of a difference sonically for you. I'd much rather say, okay, if your subwoofer is kind of weak, put some money in that, man. You'll get a lot more impact, a lot more return on your investment than upgrading your amplifier to maybe 80 more watts a channel or something like that.
I'm with Michael on that one. Invest in the subs, because what we were talking about last time, our most viewed video from last week was, how much power do you really need?
Right.
And what we found out, or what I found out, was in my system, because the speakers are crossed over at 80 hertz, I wasn't using all the power. I have maybe 2,500 watts of power total.
Right.
And I'm not getting close to that amount. But when it comes to the subs, those are the things that really need all the power. So, if you're thinking about, investing all your money into the amplifiers, maybe you can consider instead spending more on the subwoofers that are really going to need that power.
The subwoofers, I think, like your subwoofer is going to be a more noticeable upgrade as well, right? Unless you're like me and you sit like 14 feet away, then an amplifier for your front stage would be a good addition.
Yeah. Hopefully that helps.
It does. It does. Thank you, gentlemen.
All right.
Hey, no problem, man.
Richard, thanks for
Good
calling
night.
in, buddy.
Thank you.
Have a good one, man.
Take care.
All right, man. Bye-bye.
Keeping up with the Joneses. What's up? You just messaged me.